And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Let's Play with Teej. Today we are going to be playing through Buck Rogers, A Countdown to Doomsday. It's an old school Genesis game based on the Buck Rogers TV show, comic strip, radio show, all that stuff. Kind of America's Doctor Who, so to speak. You're going to see this fat, kind of ugly alien guy with beads in his hair getting a target, arming what is essentially a Doomsday weapon, and targeting somewhere that is familiar to all of us, the good planet Earth. So we got 987654321. So all that stuff. In any case, here you get the name of the game. There is in fact a Doomsday weapon out in the 25th century, aimed at Earth, and we, the crew of Neo, are going to go ahead and stop it. Buck Rogers, Doctor Who, Star Trek, they all came around about the same time, just trying to capitalize on America's interest up in space. Well, not America, the world. But in any case, this little opening scene is going to give you a little bit of backstory, let you know what's up. So, the once proud Earth has been reduced to a desolate ruins by the greed of Ram. Only Neo protects the planet from future despair. Buck Rogers' tireless efforts for the New Earth organization have proven an inspiration for all in this time of need. So you're going to see our little guy walking around telling a little story. Based on Mars, the Russo-American mercantile carries only for profit to dominate the solar system. They must enslave Earth. Ram is not only above creating genetically engineered horrors such as the Terrene to further its cause. So you got Ram, which, keep in mind, this game based on post-Cold War America. You got the New Earth organization, which is a very, very America, and Ram, the very, very Russian side to this. So you got a couple guys, Beowulf Sand here, killing some Terrans, genetically engineered bad guys. And Carlos Rioja, who is a woman, is laying it down over there. In any case, got to watch a little backstory there. We're going to watch this guy trek through this little space station here. It's going to give you a little backstory. So we got Venus. The Venusian lowlands produce gravitol, a drug essential for space travel. I don't know why it's essential, but these guys help. The lowlanders can survive in the acid of the swamps on Venus. The Venusian lands, obviously a very swampy, desolate kind of place. Got the proud desert runners must share Mars with Ram. Against Ram's might, their rage faces certain extinction. Then we come down here. We got the corrupt Mariposas, in orbit around Mercury, have a monopoly on energy sources from the solar system. So four main planets in our little half of the solar system here. We're of course based on Earth, and we have Venus, Mercury, and Mars all to think about. Get to see a little glimpse of Buck Rogers there. The game, named after him, doesn't have a whole lot to do with him, but he pops in from time to time, and we'll allow him to do that. So you'll see that we come up to a blank screen here, and when I was a kid and saw this screen for the first time, I was just like, what? I didn't even understand, but I knew I was going to love this game, and I still do to this day. So the very first thing you get to do is create a character, and you got three choices. You can have a tinker, who, from what I've been able to gather, are Mercurians. You've got the desert runners, who of course we saw are the Martians, and humans from our very wonderful Earth. So you'll see we can't make a Venusian, but we'll get to meet with them later. The very first thing I like to do is design my pilot. Humans can be anything. Desert runners can be pilots or warriors, and tinkers can be one thing, medics. So we'll go ahead and get a desert runner to be our rocket jock. Now the first thing you want to do is just roll and roll and roll and roll until you get something that looks decent for you. So we want our rocket jock to have some strength, some dexterity, and a good amount of charisma, because that's going to be important for us in the long run. We're still not getting to where we want. If you roll enough times, you'll get to something that works for you, like this. This is perfect. So, he's not the smartest chap in the whole world, but he'll do the job. So we'll make him a male, and we'll go ahead and be done. And we'll name him... Oh, we're not going to start with a D. So we'll name him Chewie. Why not? So Chewie, the rocket jock, we get to pick a little avatar for him. Got a couple desert runners to pick from. This one looks distinctly female to me. We'll go ahead and let this guy be our rocket jock. Rocking his blue turban. Now we've got a skill set to choose from. So we've got things like everybody, their class gets one specific skill. Rocket jocks happen to be pilot rocket, jury rig. So we want them to have a couple in there. That's important for us. Now we'll be running around in space, and some of the space stations and planets won't have gravity. So zero gravity maneuvering, important. Even more important than anything else, rocket repair, at least for our rocket jock. We want at least one person to really be able to fix our rocket up when it gets destroyed. And as you'll see, we get to fly around space, have a good time. Let's go ahead and give him a couple zero-G maneuvering. And he's a pilot. He's supposed to be charismatic. He should have a little bit about him, so we'll give him some fast talk. Those are going to be his main skills as we go through the game. We'll go ahead and make our second person. Now, next thing we want, a couple warriors to round out our team here. Or maybe a rogue. Let's go for that. We're going to make our rogue female. And we'll go ahead and start rolling the dice. So we definitely want our rogue to have some decent mind, some decent charisma, and hopefully some dexterity if we can wing that in there. So we'll roll a few times till we get something that looks good. Strength is a little down. That's kind of a strong character, but I think we can do better. I just passed up one that looked pretty good. You know, this looks great. The strength is pretty low, but everything else is nice and high. So she's not going to be our best fighter, but she should be able to get her job done just fine. And we will name her Rose. So we've got Rose the Rogue, a female human. So we've got to go ahead and pick an avatar for her. So we've got two choices as far as female humans go. Keep in mind, Genesis. So we can have her or we can have her. I think she looks more like a Rose, so we'll pick her. And now you'll see we've got bypass security as her skill of choice. We'll go ahead and give her 2 in there. Give her a couple in 0G. We definitely want Rose to be able to have some stealth. And we'll give her library search. We need at least one person who can search the stacks at libraries. You'll see that later. Now we need a couple warriors. So we'll go ahead. We'll start with a human. We'll make them a warrior. Now we want some strength and we want some constitution for this. So we'll roll until we get that really high with some other stats to make it worth our time. We don't want a guy who's super strong, has great constitution, but is dumb as a rock. This one's not bad, but I think we can do better. Warriors are important. They're going to be our main combat guys. So we want to make sure that their best stats are great and their other stats are comparable. This one, it's okay, but dexterity's really low, and that makes me nervous. So we'll roll a few more times. You know, this was something I never ever worried about as a kid, and maybe it explains why I never beat the game until I was a full-grown adult. So let's go. Oh, that one looked pretty good. It's a shame we skipped it. So a couple more of these will get us to where we need to be. That one's not bad, but I like higher strength, you know. At charisma, I just passed up a really good one. When you start clicking, you miss them. I have a feeling when I was still a little bitty youngin', I used to just roll randomly a couple of times and be like, yeah, it looks good. I mean, if you asked me what charisma was as a 10-year-old, I don't think I could have told you. Now this one's great, except that the dexterity's next to nothing. Hopefully we'll get this guy up to where he needs to be soon and we can move on to our other characters. No, I'm not going for that. So, roll a couple more times. And I keep saying a couple, but I'm just not getting what I want. There we are. This looks great for a warrior. Plenty of strength, a good amount of dexterity. Constitution's up there. Charisma. And we will go ahead and accept that. And this guy is going to be Black Tom. That's me. And it fits ever so nicely. Oh, dang it. So, try that again. Genesis, unforgiving. You know, we're going to play through this whole game. I hope that you'll stick with me through it. Or, at the very least, pick it up yourself and give it a try. I think this is one of the best games that ever came out for the Genesis, and it's a lot of fun. So, this guy right here is going to be Tom. He's going to have a sweet rocket launcher tossed over his side. We'll give him a couple of tactics and leadership. What that's going to allow us to do in the long run is take control of NPCs that are around us when they join into fights. And we'll let him be our demo guy. We'll give him a couple there. We definitely want him to have 0G. And maybe some... Let's let him be our climber. And now we get to pick a weapon specialization for him. Now, these two, not bad, not bad. You get somebody trained up on one of these, they can do some serious damage to your opponent. The only problem is, they gotta be right next to him. The needle gun was always my favorite as a kid, but as the guy I am now, I'm partial to the heat gun for Tom. If for no other reason than it looks badass coming out of his sweet blaster. So we'll go ahead and give him a point in there. And we'll go ahead and make our next warrior. Now this time we're going to go for a desert runner. Tack another one of them on our team. And automatically you'll see right now they've got some high stats when it comes to physical stuff. And we happen to roll into a pretty decent set right there. I'd like the constitution to be a little higher, but that'll do it. That'll do it. And we'll let him be male. Go ahead and hit done. And we'll name him... You know what? A shout out to my favorite guy to watch on YouTube. Ooh, not Sook. Sips. We'll go ahead and hit done. So we got Sips, the desert runner, looking like a superstar. We'll give him the sweet avatar. I don't think Sips would mind being a giant hairy Mars walker. So, give him a couple points in tactics, a couple points in 0G. We need a demo guy, so we'll pop that into there. And we'll stick with some perception as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and give Sips the mono sword, since the weapon that little avatar is holding looks distinctly sword-like. And we need a couple medics. Now you'll find that Tinkers are great medics. They have super mind, and medics are the only thing they can be. So we'll go ahead and let a female medic come onto our team here. We'll roll a few times so we get something that looks good. They don't need particularly high strength, but mind and charisma are always a plus so they can stay alive. There we go. I love these stats. It's great for a medic. Go ahead and hit exit and get them named up. So this person we will make... It's a female and a Mercurian. So let's give her an interesting name. Cecilia. There we are. So we got Cecilia the Tinker from assumably Mercury. We have two Tinkers to choose from. Neither of them look distinctly either sex. I think this one's supposed to be a guy, and this one's supposed to be a lady. So we'll go ahead and pick that for the lady. Now, career skill treat wounds lets you fix your guys up after the fight. It's probably more important than anything else we can possibly start with. we'll put 4 points into that, 2 points into 0G, and we'll let her be our programmer. So we have one more character to create. Another medic is the way we're going to go here. We'll let this one be human. So we'll go ahead and make this one male. He's going to be a male medic. He's going to be amazing. He's going to be a total superstar all over the place. And that's not a bad stat set for him. So we'll go ahead, and a true medic, there's only one great name for him: the Doctor. So we'll go ahead and hit done. And we'll pick one of these lovely sprites for him. I'm thinking if anybody looks Doctor-ish, it's going to have to be this gentleman right here in the space helmet. So, as our screen boots back up here, we'll go ahead and give him a couple points in treat wounds. We'll bring him up to 3. We really need to make sure that first aid is ready to go as well. We should have given our other medics some of that, but that's alright, we'll get there. So, we have our full team here. We have Chewie, Rose, Black Tom, Sips, Cristelia, and the Doctor. Doctor who, you might ask? Exactly. So let's go ahead and we'll begin our adventure. So, we are here on Earth. We've joined Neo to fight the Ram Menace. You are being briefed in the Chicago spaceport. Earth has been devastated during the 25th century, but now, thanks to you and thousands like you, we can begin to rebuild the planet. You are assigned to Salvation Station for a salvage duty and march towards a waiting shuttle. So, we're grunts right now. We're the bottom level. Salvage duty, we're going to be sorting trash, probably doing some recycling. We'll just walk right up here and head to our shuttle, and oh my god, how can this be? The world explodes around us, and I hope, maybe you can't hear the fantastic music, because I just realized I can't. Fighters scream in low from the north. Control towers collapse in balls of crimson flames. Your officers are down, and the other recruits are fleeing. You have been thrust headfirst into a raging battle. An officer collapsed here, wounded by shrapnel. He coughs weakly and motions you close. He whispers, "Missile controls. Enemy must have caught automatics. Activate the defense." He convulses once and lies still. Now we're free to operate our guy however we see fit. We can walk around this little planet. Enemy transports have arrived. Terrians jump out and engage the disorganized Neo troops. Go ahead and hop down into here. You see the monitors for the fueling tanks. They are all red-lined. The fuel stores have been struck in the attack. So we're going to save it real quick here, and I'm going to take a brief break because I feel like the music's not working. I'd like it to, because this game has a phenomenal soundtrack for an old school one. So the next video will be up just as soon as this one, so check it out. The link will be in the description. You guys enjoy, and we'll see you in a moment. Take care.